Great day, great people. It's Ashika here with a Life of Freeness, and I would like to share with you three things that I learned from this Mercury's retrograde in Scorpio. So, a lot of people are becoming more aware of the cosmic phenomenon known as Mercury retrograde. I'll give a brief description. However, I would encourage you to look up the meaning of Mercury retrograde and how it works. So, Mercury retrograde is essentially the illusion of the planet Mercury, which is the planet of communication, appears to be rotating backwards to a set period of time. And during that time, all forms of communication can be interrupted. We're talking text messages, emails, booking plans, closing on homes, anything you could think of. You send one text somewhere, it ends up somewhere else. You send out an email blast and no one receives the information. You send someone some funds, they never receive the funds. You're working on a project, the computer glitches out right during the project and you seem to have lost all your information. It's double texts, all kinds of things can happen during these times, and communication with other people, and most importantly, the communication with yourself. So I like to share with you all three things that I learned during this past Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. One was clarity in the things I experienced in the last retrograde, which happened in June because Mercury was in Cancer. Clarity on that experience, because I believe a lesson unlearned is a lesson returned. We've heard that, I'm sure. And when this retrograde came around, I was really wanting to know and learn from the things that I may not have been so clear on last time. And what was reflected back to me was I felt a disconnect with the communication within my family. And because communication is really important to me, and not only communication but comprehension, really understanding what's taking place, it made me realize that the disconnect I was feeling with the family was actually a disconnect of me with me. And in becoming aware of that, it allowed me to reset and redefine certain things for myself. And in doing that, I became more aligned with what I was supposed to be doing during this retrograde, which was actually putting forth the action and the steps and not allowing mishaps and disconnects to interfere with what I'm certain I'm supposed to be working on and things I'm supposed to be doing. So having that clarity pushed me into the second thing that I learned, which was alignment and being able to be a clear channel of information, and it made me more aware of how to move. And when you have that level of clarity, you can see how important it is to be clear before you make a step, and true to yourself and honoring yourself. And then in that level of alignment moved me towards manifesting with this retrograde. And I had some amazing manifestations, and I believe I was able to experience them because I was open to gaining clarity on the things that had come up and surfaced for me, and giving the appropriate attention to it allowed me to align with the things I needed to be working on now, which then led to a clear flow of manifestation of some really priceless experiences that I know I was divinely guided to, based on being very intentional on how I wanted to experience this retrograde, with knowing that pausing, taking time to review things, pausing, taking time to be slow and be careful and check and double check over things, that part of us we can get away from, because life is constantly happening. But this time allows us, Mercury retrograde time, that time frame allows us to slow down just a bit, to go over things, to check and double check, and make sure that we are operating and communicating as effectively as possible with ourselves, the people around us, and the world in general. So those are the three things that I learned during this time, and I found it to be very um, freeing experience, because I'm sure that this message is going to help someone who may have not been really clear on what was going on during this time. And if there's more information, other questions you have, put them in the comments, and I'll be sure to check them out and help you, or we'll find the answers together. So thank you all so much for listening about my 3 things that I learned from this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Till next time, bye for now.